Another style, I just one is a rat race style. Here we come again, it is not just another song. Rat race style is a crucial style. We come in live and direct, just to make you feel irate. What is that Christ time and silent? Come and we listen to the lyrics. They say I'm talking politics, I'm singing reality, but the suffering of the masses. For my brothers, I'm feeling so right. Situation getting worse, only the poor feels the pain. The fury falls on them. Don't close your eyes to reality. And these are rat race style, They might be make me so fast. In them a rat race style, They might be make me so fast. What is a rat race style, There's no hope for survival. In them a rat race style, They might be make me shiver. Oh, what a bad situation. Only the rich and the strong and patient survive. So if life was the thing that the money could buy, only the rich nation will live. You see that the others will die. They don't feel any guilty. They keep sending their cause for you to die. To make the world so hard for no reason every season. What a shameless race. Channels where they're really heading to. What a rat race. They might be making so fast. In them a rat race. They might be making so fast. What is a rat race? There's no room for survival. In them a rat race. They might be making shiver. Many people in the world are struggling for survival, trying to earn a living, but the pesos are not just too strong. The rich keep getting richer and the poor getting poorer. The light is getting harder, the tension keep rising so high. Yes, so you better know now. We know them are guilty. They keep telling on the privileged people. Chacha, we surely set you free from this great tribulation. The wicked prove too strong, but still, them all will die. I did a rat race. There's nothing gonna be third class citizen. In them a rat race. There's nothing gonna be third road. What is a rat race? Only the fittest and the fittest survive. In them a rat race, from the century to the century. What is a rat race? Them men running round and round. Oh, rat race, oh, rat race, oh, rat race, oh, rat race, oh, hopeless race. What is a rat race? Them a be make me suffer. Give me the rat race, them a be make me suffer. What is the rat race? There's no more survival. Oh, rat race, oh, rat race, oh, rat race, oh, hopeless race. What is the rat race? Here we come again in another style. I just one is a rat race style. Here we come again, it is not just another song. Rat race style is a crucial style. We come in live and direct, just to make you feel irate. What is that Christ time and silent? Come and we listen to the lyrics. They say I'm talking politics, I'm reality, but the suffering of the masses. So my brothers, I'm feeling so right. Situation getting worse, only the power feels the pain. The fury falls on them. Don't close your eyes to reality. It's a rat race, yeah. They might be make me so fast. In them a rat race, yeah. They might be make me so fast. What is a rat race, yeah. There's no hope for survival. In them a rat race, yeah. They might be make me shiver. Oh, what a bad situation. Only the rich and the strongest nation survive. So if life was the thing that the money could buy, only the rich nation will live to see that the others would die. They don't feel any guilty. They keep sending their guns for you to die. To make the world so hard for no reason every season. What a shameless race. Channels where they really heading to. What a rat race. They might be making so fast. In them a rat race. They might be making so fast. What is a rat race? There's no hope for survival. In them a rat race. They might be making shiver. Many people in the world are struggling for survival, trying to earn a living, but the pesos are not just too strong. The rich keep getting richer and the poor getting poorer. The life is getting harder, the tension keep rising so high. Yes, so
hello my people. Hello, welcome to SP live show here on Solap TV. Good afternoon my people. First of all, I want to say happy new year to you all. Happy new year to you across the world, wherever you are across the globe. Happy new year to you here in England, wherever you are. I'm wishing you an awesome new year. I'm wishing you the best new year ever. In fact, new year, let's say this, new year comes every year, but it's the best new you. I'm wishing you the best new you. I'm wishing you the best so that you can come to fruition. You can achieve the best that you've ever achieved. You can go out there and be a positive contributor to your community and be a light unto the world. This is my wish for you for the rest of the year and beyond. Absolutely. So welcome, and yes, thank you for joining us here on Solap TV, joining SP live show, where we discuss issues that affect us in our community, things we need to be talking about, things we need to be dealing with, so we can have a productive, beautiful, loving community, so that we can all be happy in our community. We can all be fruitful and productive and helping the community move along, because if we're happy, then our community is happy. If we're happy, we are more productive. If we're happy, the community succeeds and everything. And I thank you all for those of you who've joined us on this show this afternoon. I can see a few of you there. Salami. Hi, Martins. Oh, I can't pronounce that. Hi, Holly. Hi, Godwin. Hi, Benjamin. David. Hi, Bernard. Hi, all of you. Hi, Happy New Year to every one of you wherever you are right now. I want to extend warm wishes to people back home in Nigeria. I know right now things are very, very tough in Nigeria because of the election preparation and campaign going on. So I'm wishing you all safe campaigning, safe life and so on and so forth, and productive life. But the issue we are about to discuss today is a continuation from our last week's topic, which was the challenges of raising children with traditional value in modern day Britain, because I live in Britain. However, this issue is not just, it doesn't rest at the shores of United Kingdom. I think this is an issue that is worldwide. Everybody, I think this is an issue that people across the globe, across the world are dealing with right now. People are finding it very, very challenging to raise children in this day and age with traditional values because of a lot of different challenges. And the challenge here in England might be slightly similar to the challenges other people are facing in different countries. However, as we're dealing with the challenges here in England, people can call in from wherever they are all over the world. They can, because to be honest, children, whether they're raised in England, raised in Africa, raised in Asia, raised in American continent, raised in Europe, it doesn't matter where you're raised. Children are the future. And wherever we're raising them, we want to raise children who are positive members of society, positive, engaging adults that contribute positively to their community, positive individual, positive, fulfilling human beings, positive, happy human being. We want to raise a generation of happy people. We want to raise a generation of hardworking individuals. We want to raise a generation of, life-loving people. In my profession, well, I have different professions, and some of you might know because I'm a jack of all trades. In some of my profession, medical profession, I've come across a lot of issues with children, and some of these challenges that the children are facing stems from, one, the upbringing, two, the challenges of the upbringing that they're going through, three, society, and so on and so forth. And hence, it is very vital that we talk about these issues, that we discuss them, because I've said it once, saying it twice, say it 3 times. Parenthood does not come with a handbook. Parenthood doesn't come with a handbook. There is no skill set. You learn as you go along. However, the people around you, family, friends, the community, they can also contribute in the way that we raise our children, in order that our children are raised properly, that they become positive contributors to their community, that they engage fully into their community, that they come, to fruition, that they can, come into themselves and be happy individuals that are happy with their lives, individuals that are, out there and living a life and contributing and engaging fully with society. And the only way we can do that is to tackle the issues that are challenging, that are causing us challenge, that are actually impeding the way we raise the future generation. So hence, I thank you all of you who have joined from different walks of life, from different parts of the country. Thank you very much for joining. And it would be nice, as we discuss this challenges, it would be nice for those of you, perhaps you are raising a child and you're going through certain issues. Perhaps you've raised children and they've turned out really well. We want your experience, your expertise. Perhaps you're a child who's been raised in these difficult times and you're going through challenges yourself, or perhaps you've mastered certain things and you want to contribute because you maybe know people who are going through these challenges. We would like to hear from you. Let us, community, let us be a community. Let us be one another's keeper, because to be honest, we're going nowhere if our community is not functional, if our community is not productive, if our community is not happy. Children are the future. And let me tell you something, everything begins at home. Like they say, charity begins at home. It all begins at home. However, even though it all begins at home, it is on all of us, the whole community, the whole world over, to make sure that both home and public, there is a unity, there is peace and a peace accord between both. It falls on us that everything happens the right way, and the right way is to have beautiful, happy, engaging, productive, life-loving children. life-loving children who turns to life-loving adults, who turn to productive adults, who turn to engaging adult, who turn to, these days there is a lot of issues a lot of things happening, and it would be nice if we can have some contributors, some people who if you have an experience you want to share with us, ideas you want to share with us, issues you want to discuss with us, whatever it is, however you want to contribute. No contribution is too small, because this is about our future. This is about our children. Any contribution you have to make, any contribution you can make, wherever you are in the world, let us discuss this. Let us be talking about this, because our children, our future, they're counting on us. They're counting on us to be able to support them in their difficult times, to be able to guide them in their dark times, to be able to shield them from all the challenges and all the temptation and all the trials in this world, to be able to lead them by the hand, to be able to be there for them. So if you have any idea, any experience, please do call in. The number you can call in on is right there on the screen, as you can see here. One of the numbers are +44 7399 343 199, and the second line is +44 7440 721 474. We really appreciate your call and your contributions, because I know that a lot of you out there are willing to contribute. You have a lot to say. Let's hear your ideas. Let's hear your experience. Let's hear your suggestions. Let's hear your advice. Yeah, I know there are a lot of experts out there who are listening, who are watching. We would like to hear from you. Last week, when we started this topic, we had a few callers. Some of the callers raised very important issues, like the fact that parents come from different cultures, different background, and coming to this environment where we are, this England, put that into your own area where you are. So parents come from a different background, coming to raise children in a different culture, having to put those two cultures together, there's a conflict, because your culture where you're coming from will be conflicting with the culture where the child is born. That's one of the issues there is, and coupled with the fact that a lot of parents leave their home country, travel, migrate, and trying to find a better life for themselves and their children, and not having maybe enough time to devote into raising their children, and so on and so forth, and not having enough time to pay attention into what is happening in the environment that their children are born, not having time to understand the difference and the challenges that is happening. That creates a lot of issues. I think that was James from last week that raised that issue, and that parents need to understand, the social economical issues happening in the country where they settled. The difference between what is happening where they settled and what is happening where they came from. They need to find a common ground in order to be able to use both and bring in the traditional values into raising their children. There were other callers that raised a few other issues. About one issue I remember that was raised was the fact that the system has laid down laws that perhaps ties the parents' hand in chastising children when children are wrong. Of course, you're allowed to chastise your children. You're not allowed to abuse your children, to be honest, because they're kids. Abusing a child is not acceptable in whatever form, that is something that we need to consider. So we had quite a few contributions last week, but this is an issue that is ongoing, and it's an issue that we want all of us to be discussing, to be talking. And to be honest, hey you girls, hey you female mothers, hey you sisters, hey you aunties. Last week all our callers were men. I loved that. In fact, I was very pleased that guys called in, because they're raising children, and my guys are trying, you know. But I would also like to hear from us mothers, from us sisters, aunties, you know, who are also going through these issues. I know you guys are working so hard. I can take myself as an example. You guys are working to the bone, trying to, you know, provide for the family, at the same time raising children. So let us hear your experiences. Let us hear your issues, what you're dealing with. Let's discuss them. Let's find common grounds. You know, learn from other people's experience and so on and so forth. I just want to take a minute to say hello to some of you that are watching. Hi Bernard. Hi Valentine. Ernest. Russian. Marinovich. Hi Vinod. Camelo. Hi Freeman. Hi Clive. Yes. Good afternoon, David. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all you, and Happy New Year once again. For those of you who haven't didn't hear me say Happy New Year before, Happy New Year to all of you. And this is I'm very pleased that you are all here watching with us. We want to hear your ideas, your experiences. If you like what we're doing, share them to your Facebook. Let all your contacts as well see what we are doing, so they can contribute. You never know, it might be somebody in your contact who has a very vital information, very vital experience that might help a child out there, that might save a child, save a mother, save a family, save a parent. It might be somebody in your contact, it might be you yourself. So share it on your Facebook, like, comment. If you can't call in, you can comment. I love you guys. I love you, David. I love you, Holy. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate all the love and support you're sending my way. In fact, this love and support you're sending my way, let me just push that love to everybody out there. All the love and support that is coming towards me, I push them also to all of you. My love and support goes to all of you, everyone out there who is watching. In fact, even those who are not watching. Whenever you watch, you see this, the love and support comes to you as well. That is me. My heart goes out to all of you. Much love to everybody. Now back to the issue. If you have any experience you want to share with us, the number is on the screen. You can, if you are not on Facebook and you're not on YouTube, you can also listen to us on TuneIn, Solap TV. Listen to us there, and you can call in. You can call on WhatsApp. My private number is 0739 4676. That's call on WhatsApp to my private number, or message me privately on WhatsApp if you don't want to call direct. But it would be nice to hear some conversations, some ideas, some contributions from those of you who are watching, because I know that a lot of us are parents. Nobody has the book, the handbook, the parental handbook. Everybody is learning. We are all learning as we go along. So let's learn together. Let's learn from each other's experience. Let's learn from each other's book. The way I'm bringing my children up, perhaps different from other people. So let's learn from each other, because ultimately it's about our children. It's about us having happy, productive, loving children. They're the future. The children are the future. If we get it wrong, our future is bleak. Let's get it right together. Let us get it right together. So let's hear from those of you. Let me see from hello. Okay, somebody called. Yes. Okay. Calling private number. Not one of the number listed. So yes. So I just wanted to have a look at some of the comment. Yes, you can't wait for today's show. Absolutely. Yay! Share the show, and if you have any idea, any issue, contribute. You're watching. Absolutely. Thank you for watching. Hi, Holy. Holy, do you have anything you want to say? Perhaps you are, going through it, have gone through it. Any contribution? We would love to hear from you. We would love to hear from your contribution. You can also write your comment, and then I'll read your comment out and let our watchers, our viewers, hear what you have to say. Or some of them might be reading it as well. But if you have a comment, let's hear it. Hi everybody that is watching. Thank you for watching. Hi Kenneth. Thank you, Kenneth, for joining us. So just to remind everybody, the topic for today is the challenges of raising children in Britain with traditional values. And when I say Britain, I'm not just limiting this to the shores of United Kingdom, because children all over the world are the same. And trying to raise children with traditional values across the globe, there's a big challenge because of so many different issues. One, there is gang war, some initiation, so on and so forth, all over the place. There's endless issues with gang. There's peer pressure. People are being pressured at school, being pressured both in high school, secondary school, universities. Our children are being pressured to do things they will never dream of, things they never thought of, and they're being pressured and being bullied and so on and so forth. And that puts a lot of pressure to the way you're raising your children. Our children are being meant to do things, to learn things that they're not supposed to be learning and to be doing. That's a lot of pressure. That is, the opposition trying to detract from the values you're trying to teach your children. There is social media, which is really, really a big issue, with people seeing all the fakery that is going on in social media and thinking that that is real life. A lot of the things that is portrayed in social media, which is all these reality shows and so on and so forth, a lot of children get caught up in them. A lot of parents get caught up in them thinking this is real. This is not real. They're not real life. These are some of the challenges that are affecting the way we raise our children and the way that children are listening to their parents. And these are issues that we need to be dealing with. There's a lot more issues. Family breakdown. Family breakdown can affect the way you raise your children, because perhaps the father has maybe different ideas, the mother has maybe different ideas, and there's a clash in between. And who is suffering? The children, the family. That is what is suffering, the love between. These are some of the issues. Perhaps you're going through it yourself. Perhaps you're raising a child in this issue. Perhaps you're a single parent trying to bring up your child with all the bills to pay, with trying to run a home and raise your children, running from job to job and running home to cook for your children and running. There's just so many challenges. What are the challenges that you face? What are the issues you face? You're talking one and your children are talking 10. They're not listening. You're at work and you don't know where your children are. You don't know who's teaching them, who they're learning from. You don't know who they're asking questions. You don't know where they are. These are some of the challenges. You don't know people they're hanging out with and so on and so forth. Internet, social media, gadgets. You don't know what they're watching. Oh, the other day, let me just tell you this. Before I say anything, let me just say something. There's a comment here from Holy. What has been the most difficult part of raising your children in the UK? Are you asking me? Are you putting me on the spot? I want to know your experience. Of course, for me, challenges, I will tell you my experience, because I have children. I have teenagers, I have young adult, and so on and so forth. So I have experience, not just my experience, but I have experience from my friends and families that I can, bring to the table on the discussion and so on and so forth. So definitely I will be contributing towards this as well. But I want people to call in and tell us their experience. So Holy, hang tight. I'll definitely be answering your question at some point. If you could go back, would you prefer to raise your kids in Nigeria or the UK? This is interesting. If I could go back, where would I prefer to raise my children? I think it's a double-edged sword, to be honest. I think both sides are good, both sides are good. There are things perhaps I'll take from both sides, I am happy raising my children here in England because my foundation is very strong. I was raised up in a very traditional family with traditional values, and those values have me grounded, and I have tried my best to inoculate those traditions into my children. Of of course, sometimes it's a bit difficult because, like I said, a lot of all the outside, there's this on our children's, coming at our children from different angle, and we need to realize and we need to recognize those challenges that are facing our children, and sometimes step back and try and find a way to get across them. So I love raising my children. I loved raising, and I'm still raising them because my children are my everything. I'm still raising them until they're married and gone. They're still kids. I have to tell you that now. All my kids, until they are, in fact, even if they're married and gone, I can still go and raise them with their husbands. Husbands, just know that. I'm not going to be an interfering mother-in-law, but I'll always point somebody to correction, regardless of how old they are, wherever they are. So that's I love raising my children here. I can't, change that. If I was back home in Nigeria, then I'll say I prefer raising them there. But this is where I am. This is where my children are born, and I love raising them here. And that brings me to one issue that, after last week's topic, we actually carried on discussing this topic behind the scene offline, and something came up. And one of the issues that came up was the fact that a lot of parents give birth to children here, and for one reason or another, maybe the children start behaving badly, maybe they are not able to cope for one reason or the other, maybe family break up or so on and so forth, and they pack the children back home. They pack up the children and send them back home. They want to bring the children to be raised back home from wherever they come from. And this came up because I know several families who's done this, and not saying one or the other, but I've seen a lot of backlash for that. I've seen, let me ask you, what do you think would be the psychological damage, the psychological challenges for a child who was born here and suddenly uprooted from their parents and sent to be raised by their auntie, grandparents, or so on and so forth, far away, thousands of miles far away? Maybe only contact they have is maybe every 2-3 years, or every year, or on the phone, or something like that. What do you think? How do you think that will affect a child? What will be the psychological impact on the child, even the parent? How do you think they both will handle this? Because this is also a challenge. This is also some of the issue we're talking about here. How would that affect that child's future? Think about it. If you have any issue, if you've gone through it, if you have an experience there, let's hear from you. Let me just read one of the comments. David said, I am really learning a lot here. I am not in UK, but I think the issue is general thing here in Nigeria. He says, here in Nigeria, the economy of the country is affecting parents physically, psychologically, and emotionally, and I guess it might be the same out there. Absolutely, David, you hit the nail on the head there, because to be honest, a lot of parents here, both whether they're single parents or coupled family, they are experiencing quite a lot. A lot of people having to run a home, as well as trying to pay the bills and so on and so forth, and all that challenges that face human beings. This is a human nature, affects us as well in raising children. And while I want to bring this in is, I'm very fortunate because my children are very fortunate because my children have their grandma, here. So it's not just me. They have grandma, they have other aunties and uncles around them who are raising them. So it's not just me. But a lot of families are facing the challenges of being alone. There is no uncle, no aunt, no parent, no grandparents, no sisters, and the community is not together. So it's not like that privilege you have, say, perhaps in Nigeria, where a community do raise children, where you have all this extended family who will chip in, who will help out in raising your children. Here it is a jungle. It is a different total story. And as you can see, it is affecting a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all children raised here are going through these challenges. I'm not saying all children are not turning out good. Far from it. I know a lot of children that has been raised in this country with traditional values. Their parents have succeeded and raised them. They're successful, they're happy, they contribute positively to their community, they're well grounded. You can see the respect, you can see the discipline, you can see how they're blessed from the way they've been raised. I know a lot of people like that in our community. However, I also know the other side, where I've seen parents packing and leaving perhaps the town, the country, because they've gotten to a point where they can't take it no more. It's either pack and leave or lose your child to the society, lose your child to all the elements out there, all the challenges, all the temptation, all the troubles out there. I've seen parents pack and leave the country. I've seen parents pack and leave the town. I've seen parents bury their children because of the challenges of trying to raise your children in these challenging times. It pains me. It does pain me that, people, children who have their full lives ahead of them, lose them because society says otherwise, because of all the different challenges, because there are parents out there who are struggling, because there are issues, there are forces out there who are targeting children, trying to destroy the family, trying to destroy the society, trying to destroy the community, and our children fall foul to it, fall victim to it. It pains me, if a parent loses a child just like that. It pains me. And you all have seen in our news, about killing, stabbing, children going to jail, so on and so forth. This is their life. They're losing their childhood. They're losing their innocence. The time they were supposed to be children, the time they were supposed to be enjoying their childhood, learning about childhood, and then growing into real adulthood. It pains me to watch that, to pass a road and then see children on the corner doing what they're not supposed to be doing. I mean, the other day my mother was coming home from the shop and she saw kids with guns, learning to cock a gun. It's not toy gun. These are real gun. Why? What would bring a child to the point of going to that extent? I'm saying our children are in danger. Our future is in danger. Anything that threatens our children threatens our future. What are we doing? What can we do? How can we tackle these issues? We want to hear your contribution. We want to hear your experiences, your advice. And while we're going on with this, perhaps we might bring in a social worker, some family practitioners, and so on and so forth in the future to help us look at some of these issues, these challenges, help us, give us professional advice on how we can tackle these issues. And while I wait to listen, let's just see what people are saying. Hello Massimo, hello Yede, hello Joshin, David Davis, and Henry. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. I appreciate all you joining us. Thanks for joining us. The topic for the day is trying to raise children in modern day Britain with traditional values, the challenges of raising children with traditional values. And I say Britain because I live in Britain, because I live here in the United Kingdom. But this issue is not just at the shores of Britain. This issue extends across the globe. This issue is for everywhere. It's global. It's global. It's not just Britain. For example, maybe the challenges we're going through here is because we're working too hard. We're having to do 1 or 2 jobs trying to, make ends meet. Sometimes we neglect children, and then they, start doing their own thing. I saw, let me give you an experience. Something that is happening right now, which perhaps some parents may be aware, some people may be aware. Of course, everybody now is on their phone. We are all on our gadgets. Like I'm sitting here and I'm surrounded by gadgets. I'm happy by that because, to be honest, we learn a lot from gadgets. However, there's a trend that is happening right now, and that trend is that a lot of children I've seen, you go in the supermarket, you go in the nursery, you go in the bus, you go in homes, you go in different places, and you see children as young as 3 months, 6 months old with tablets, iPad, phone. They're all pawned with tablets, iPad, phone, or anything just here. And children are now bringing themselves up because all they're doing is just engaged with this their gadget. There is no interaction with the parents and children. There's no interaction with siblings. There is no interaction with the public. Social skills. How can our children learn social skills when they are 24/7 pawned, 24/7 engaged on gadget? Of course, BBC, there was a story on BBC, news on BBC, I think it was 2 days ago, that said that we shouldn't worry because it doesn't look like children being on gadget for so long affects them in any way. Okay, when did this study, is somebody calling? 5 missed calls. Oh boy. 5 missed calls. I think this thing, the battery is that. Hold on 1 minute, everybody. 1 minute, everybody, because I think I'm actually having missed calls. Okay. I am having missed calls, but I actually haven't been able to pick them up. I see. All right. Okay. Battery to one of the gadgets is dead. I was just talking about gadgets and the battery is low. There. Hello, caller. Who's on the line, please?
It's David from I Am the Shop in Alton Road.
Oh, hi. I am Bookshop. Hi, David.
Hello.
Thank you for calling, David. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So, David, we're discussing the challenges of raising children in modern day, Britain. It's not limited to the shores of United Kingdom or Britain. I know this is a challenge for people across the world, but trying to raise children with traditional values. Have you been listening to our discussion?
Well, I have listened to part of the discussion, but not all of them. And the area that has interested me was the area of when kids are born in the Western world, and then probably due to one reason or the other, they are returned to Nigeria for them to be raised, for them to be disciplined, and everything else. Yeah. And to be quite honest, it's not a very easy decision to make for parents to decide that because of probably behavioral issues that they now want to send their kids to aunties or nephews or relatives abroad. But then I believe most parents have the best of intentions.
Yes.
And the issue is always understanding. And it's important that as parents, we actually start talking to our kids more and doing all we can to actually understand what issues they are going through. And as much as we can, make them also understand that as parents, we are dealing with a lot of issues as well.
Yes.
Because sometimes, when you look at all the difficulties and the risk of them being taken over by the, the council, then the fear of that makes you say, you know what, let me return this child to Nigeria before he put me to prison or before they get taken by child services.
Yes.
That's one major area where I have seen it happen. And I've also seen parents who didn't make that decision, and those kids get taken by child services, and for the next several years, they will not be able to talk to their kids without someone being present to observe. And you know, in our culture, that's a very difficult situation.
100%.
So it's neither here nor there. The best thing is try to understand and give you pray to God to handle the situation, and then you are mindful. And that's also there's also another angle to this, the relationship between parents and each other. Because if there are issues between the man and the wife, a lot of times it affects the children.
100%.
Even though we wish it doesn't happen, it happens. You know?
100%, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. Issues in the home, the way parents conduct themselves before their children does affect their children psychologically. And like you said, for a parent to decide to send their child away from them for how many, God knows how many years, it can't be an easy decision, you know.
No.
But the idea is, what we need to be talking about is, how do we get to that point? Why do we let ourselves get to a point where there is nothing we can do but send the child away? How do we let it get to the point where social services is taking our children, interfering and taking the children away? What are these challenges that we need to tackle in order to prevent all this from happening? And this is why this discussion is happening, for us to find ways to support each other, to be able to raise our children so that we don't come to this point. Of course, there might not be 100% success, but we want at least some success to reduce some of the challenges, to reduce some of the suffering for parents, for children, and so on and so forth. Yes, I'm listening.
Yes, because you know, it's also very, very difficult for parents, especially the mothers, when they send their child to be somewhere else. Believe me, they must start worry. How is my child? If they get a flash from that family member who deceased, they will call, they will come out of us. Oh, how is my son? Is he okay? How is my daughter? Is he back? Is he? They say, no, we are just playing and the phone fell. You didn't know it dialed your number. But that pension, that's not easy for anybody.
It's not easy at all. It's not easy, and that's why.
And I think one of the things we can do is have more education about family life, how to solve our immediate problems. Child care is a major area in this country. And most times you have these nannies and affairs, and you don't know what they do to your kids when you're gone.
No.
And suddenly you find out that your child becomes so temper, so aggressive. And these are issues we face every day. And some people don't even have who to talk to.
Absolutely. You are absolutely right. You know, people not having people to talk to, child care. There is just so many issues that we need to be dealing with. I think what was it? I don't know if it was you or somebody, a caller last week that said that the issue with raising children in this country is something that the government actually forget about, the strict rule that they put that people should not abuse their children. That's fine. You can't abuse your children. That's not acceptable, no matter what. But the government need to be looking at the fact that a lot of family breakdown is resulting because, one, there is childcare issues. Parents are overworking themselves and not having time for the children. Children not have enough activities for them to engage in, and then getting involved in things that they shouldn't be getting involved in. And then hence resulting in them behaving badly at home, not listening to their parents, and so on and so forth. Peer pressure, pressure from school and so on and so forth, from older children, sometimes it might not be even older children. This is something that we perhaps need family experts, children experts to be getting involved in. So absolutely, I agree with what you said. Perhaps, yeah.
And it's important that no matter what we do, these kids are minors. They are young. They don't yet see the world the way we see the world. They don't yet understand things at the level at which we understand.
Yes.
And sometimes I tell my children, I say, listen, I'm thanking you now for accepting to do these things I'm begging you to do, to become better human beings, to become better with your school, with your studies. But in future, you are going to be the ones thanking me.
Yes.
Because you are going to be the one profiting from these things.
100%.
Much more than me.
100%. Absolutely.
But because I know they don't yet understand that go to bed by 9 o'clock is to their advantage, because they need to get up early to go to school.
Yeah.
But they are thinking that they are doing me a favor when they do it. And I say, okay, thank you for even agreeing. But sometimes I say, my brother, listen, one day you will wake up and you'll be grateful. You know, so we need to keep on doing our best. And of course, some of these government policies on child services and all that, sometimes there might be a need for review, for it to be looked into, and working with the community. And we also need to build communities, associations that are relevant, and that are also willing and knows how to work with the government to develop policies that will help children from our background.
Absolutely.
It's not a one-way traffic, because there are compliance issues, there are rules and regulations. Do you understand? There's due process to these things. And if you look at it, a lot of times, we as parents, we have more responsibilities than even the government and than the child care services and even the school.
Yes.
Because they spend more time with us.
Yes. 100%. I think like you said, exactly. Children are raised at home. So 100% the responsibility falls on the family to raise the child. However, the services, the governmental services, they're out there to support you when you need support. For example, if you're finding it difficult with your children because for one reason or another, there are different services you can actually tap into. For example, social services, the family service, children's services. You can look for advice, you can look for guidance. You don't wait to the point where it is a point of no return before you now cry out. From the early onset of the difficulties, you can actually reach out to those people and seek for help.
Yes, yes. A certain time saves 9. If you don't overlook, when your child complains about something or talks to you, you need to encourage them to be able to open up to you.
Yes, 100%.
If they really like the way you've spoken to them, they should be able to tell you. Do you understand? And then you should also be able to find a better way to present your point of view and the reasons for your actions. Then two of you will handle it and come to a conclusion. And every child is peculiar. One child may accept playing rules and overlook something, and another child will need for you to buy them a toy, and then another one will need for you to take them out.
Yes.
I know it's a lot of time on parents, and it's important that parents work out, if possible, as much as possible, how they can take care of children. You understand? Don't just say because my neighbor has 6 children, I will have 6. Just work out modalities and then plan.
100%. Absolutely. You need to understand your kids' individuality. Every child has his own trait, and you have to raise them up differently. You can have 6 children, but they're all individual, and you can't apply the same blanket rule to everybody. You know, you
No.
have to identify their characteristics and bring them up accordingly. And that is absolutely true. And you can't say, because my neighbor is raising them like this, I have to raise them like this. You know,
No.
You need to find out what works. And that is why we're discussing this, because sometimes we can, you know, learn from other people and adapt it to help us in our struggles, to help us in our challenges. Like I said, parenthood doesn't come with a handbook. It's a learning process. You learn as you go along. And then I just want to take this minute to say hello to the people that are joining us. Hi, James. Hi. There's this Russian name that I can't pronounce. Ta something Nok. Hi. Hi, Prince. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chidi. Hi, James. James, you were contributing last week. You might be. I think James is at work, but if you can't, you can still contribute. Hi, Articulated Prince. Yes, I know. So, you know, David on the line, you know, giving us a very, very vital contribution there in terms of, you know, trying to identify certain things with your children. And, you know, I think what we kind of talking about as well, something that we need to understand is that there should be a child-parent relationship, as well as a parent and a parent trying to be a friend as well at some point. You know, in order to bring your children close, so that they can trust you and confide in you and ask you questions. And, you know, because if you don't have that kind of relationship with them, then of course they're going to find it with somebody else. And it might be the wrong one.
Yes.
It might be the wrong one.
And I think this program is becoming more helpful. Personally, phoning in now and listening, I'm picking tips that I'm going to start applying straight away on my own parenting strategy.
Thank you.
Yes, and these are things we need. Do you understand? And of course, nobody has a monopoly of ideas. A lot of other people will have their own ideas. We all contribute and we all learn. And thank you very much for keeping this program, and I pray you continue.
Oh, thank you very much, David, for calling in, and thank you for your contribution. It's been very, very enlightening. And I'm sure our those of the audience watching and listening, they're learning just as I'm learning, because we are all learners. And if we get it right, our future is bright. If we get it wrong, then it's our future that is going to suffer. And we don't really want to have a future where our children are miserable. We want to have a future where the children are happy, they're productive, they're living their best life, they're fulfilling their callings, they're fulfilling their, you know, living their dreams, and the future will be rosy. Do we ask for anything more than that, than to have a very beautiful future with beautiful children that are happy? So I thank you very, very much for your contribution. And please keep tuning in, because like I said, we do this every Monday. Every Monday at 2 o'clock. We start 2 o'clock, sometimes technical issue, but 2 o'clock every Monday. So keep tuning in, where we bring different topics that affect our community. And you know, it was very, very good for you to pick up on the issue of people giving birth here and sending the children home, and picking up, because to be honest, I wasn't thinking about the challenges, the difficulties the parents, especially the mother, faces to make that decision, that heartbreaking decision to send your child away from you. You know, I wasn't considering that.
Some lose their job, some after they give them their employment issues, some of them lose their, and then there are a lot of challenges, and kids cannot understand that you don't have money. They don't understand. They think their friends have the latest trainers. That's peer pressure we're talking about. Their kids have the latest, their friends have the latest Jesus trainers, and they want to have it.
They want it now.
Hundreds of pounds. And if you don't get it, then it's we all need to just keep learning.
Absolutely.
I'm praying. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Just to say hello to all those of you who are joined us. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chidi. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Antoinette. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining us. The topic we're discussing is the challenges of raising children here in Britain with traditional values. And when I say Britain, it's not just limited to Britain, to the shores of Britain, to be honest. I think my glasses is reflecting. However, if I don't wear my glasses, I won't be seeing to read properly. So maybe next time I'll wear contact lenses. But I know you can't see my eyes because my glasses is reflecting. Sorry for that. Next time I'll rectify that. So like I was saying, challenges of raising children with traditional values, regardless of where you are. Traditional values are those values, perhaps you were born in Caribbean, you were born in Spain, you were born in brought up there, you were born in Argentina, Uruguay, India, Pakistan, in Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Ivory Coast. It doesn't matter, France. It doesn't matter where you were born, but you migrate to wherever you're living now, and you're trying to raise your children with the same value. Okay, we have a caller. Hello, caller. Who's on the line? Hello, caller.
Matthew.
Hello.
It's Matthew on the line.
Hello, Matthew. How are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm very well, thank you. Matthew?
Yes.
Yes, we've been discussing the challenges of raising children with traditional values here in England, but not limited to the shores of England, all over the world, because children are being raised all over the world, and I think people all over the world are facing the same challenge. So it's these challenges we're trying to talk about and trying to find solution, because children are our future. If our children are happy, then our future is happy. If we get it wrong, then our future is bleak. So what is your contribution to us, please?
So, I just wanted to make it clear that it doesn't matter where you raise your child. You know, sending a child back to Africa or wherever you like. Most of the time doesn't make that much different. And I'm going to use Nigeria, for example, at the moment, with all the cultists and all sort of things that young people are getting themselves involved with. So, for instance, that you send a child to Africa, to Nigeria, and then he goes to Nigeria and want to belong, want to, join these, societies or these gang groups. It's still going to be the same thing, even worse than raising the child here. So I believe that as a parent, we really need to be supporting our children in so many ways. It's not about making sure they have food on table or they're wearing the latest trainers, just as David mentioned. But we also have to support them psychologically, and just also as you mentioning using social media, you need to just, I think I mentioned this last week or so, you need to be monitoring, not really like stalking them, but just try to know, sites or, what actually they actually do online. Who are they talking to? Which site are they on? What are they getting themselves involved with, and there's so many things that is involved in raising children. It's really difficult, especially in this part of the world, because most of the time, because of single parents issue, that is a very big one. Most kids are being raised in single home, and it's really hard, especially if it's just the woman and that's the man is not there, and you have to go to work, and you leave the child with, whoever that he feels like is the easiest option or cheapest for you to do so. And most of the time you don't even know whereabouts of the child because you are at work, and the child is outside there on the street of Peckham or wherever here in London, running around, making noise on the bus, doing all sort of, things that you don't even know of.
100%. Yeah.
You don't know because with them all the time.
Yes.
But it's also good to just, when you are home, try to spend some time with your children so you can get to know them better. So you can get to understand the kind of life they live when you're not there, because kids are very good, when it comes to pretending. They can pretend so well. They'll be like angels when you're with them, but when they're with their friends, they something else.
Totally different story.
Totally different, people.
100%.
So it's really, really important that we try to get to know our children and support them. Our children are not the only children growing up here. There's white kids, they get the support. I mean, I hardly hear that, this person from, their own society gets stabbed. Not that they don't commit crimes, they commit crimes. But we take, our own everything, we take everything extreme.
To the extreme.
To the extreme. We take everything. We come to stabbing, everything. All the time it's black kids.
I think with the challenges of raising children with traditional values, I don't think it just falls only to the African families. I think it affects the whole globe, to be honest, because the issues of children being taken away from, say for example, social services taking children away from their family, or children running away, or so on and so forth. I've seen that because in my profession, having worked in the community for so many years, I've seen so many things in the community from different background. It's not just an African thing, it's the whole world thing. It's happening in different society, in different community, different background, different race, and so on and so forth. Hence, it's an issue that needs to be discussed, because it's something that is destroying the society. A few are making it, but a lot are trapped in these challenges, and that is why we're discussing it, trying to move, trying to make sure that those who are trapped, those who are finding it challenging, those parents who are struggling, those families who are struggling, that we are all, we as a community, we as people, get together and support and carry each other along, so that our children, who are our future, are not shortchanged, are not damaged because we are busy working, busy chasing after money, chasing after this and that. Meanwhile, the children, they didn't ask for to be here. We brought them here. It's our responsibility to raise them and raise them well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with me, but I believe it is our responsibility to raise them and raise them well. Children are children for a reason, and parents are parents because that is your you're meant to be a parent. You're meant to guide, you're meant to raise, you're meant to nurture a child in the right way. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense. Also, I just wanted to make this clear that when it comes to social service, taking kids from their parents, parents should be blamed for this, because they ignore all the necessary and all the evidence showing them that this child is not actually behaving. They probably must have heard from, gotten a letter or a phone call from the school, try to let them know that the child is not really, being good at school. But instead of them doing something about it, they ignore it, you know, and they keep thinking that okay, nothing is going to happen, and eventually social service will step in and take the child, and there's nothing you can do about it. You haven't got the money to fight for it. How are you going to fight for it when you're just fighting to pay your rent and survive?
So
You know,
basically,
so
basically not sweeping things under the carpet, just like
yeah,
David was saying, that at the, we were saying that you need to, if you start noticing anything, there are services out there, family parent services, children services out there that are ready to help. If you're struggling, then you have to seek help as soon as you notice issues. You go to parents evening at school and so on and so forth, where your children are meeting and so on, and you find out that there are issues, then you need to seek help at the earliest. Don't wait
yeah,
until it's too late to start putting your hands up. Seek help so that you can help your children, because they are suffering. These are kids and they are
yeah,
suffering. You
yeah.
know, let me just
Yes.
take this
So
minute, yes, 1 minute, Matthew, please. Let me just quickly say hello to hello Tesfaye, hi Antoinette, hi Patrick, hi Chinedu, hi Kirill, hi Ritish. Somebody else is watching, and I think the name is written in Russian or in Arabic, and I can't make it out. I could have tried to pronounce it at least, but because the name is in Arabic, I can't. I don't know how to pronounce that at all, or I think it's in Arabic. Anyway, hi everybody who's watching. Thanks for joining us. The topic that we're discussing is the challenges of raising children with traditional values in Britain, but it is not limited to the shores of Britain, because I know people are raising children all over the world, across the world, and I know that people are facing challenges, different challenges. And like I was saying, the challenges that we face here in England may be different from the challenges perhaps somebody who is in Jamaica is facing, perhaps challenges who somebody is in Germany is facing, or somebody in Spain, or somebody's in America, or somebody in India. Everybody is facing different challenges. Perhaps in Bangladesh, the challenge might be poverty. Somewhere in India, it might be poverty, and children are being put to work, child labor, and so on and so forth, work to the bone, just to help support the family. Maybe in Germany, I'm not quite sure, but I need to be talking to people in Germany to know exactly what kind of challenges they're facing with their children. Here in England, I know the challenges we're facing, but I know that peer pressure is global. It's not limited to England. Peer pressure is everywhere you go in the world. And social media, the challenges from social media is global. Poverty is a general thing as well. That challenge is all over. And family breakdown, that challenge is all over. So you see, there's similarity in the challenges that we all face in trying to raise our children all over the world. So hence, we need to, as a community, the world is a community. I know we're all in different parts of the world, but the internet has brought us together. It's called convergence, yeah? The internet has converged the whole world together, that we can now learn from each other regardless of where we are. Somebody thousands of miles away can be teaching me, and I can be learning from somebody another 20,000 miles away. So we are all wanting to learn from each other, because our future depends on how we raise our children. Our future is our children, and if we get it right, then our future is bright. If we get it wrong, our future is bleak. And that is the discussion that we're having right now. Are you still online, Matthew?
yes. So I would just want to add one more or a few more things, to this discussion, that we really need to invest in our children. Investing could be money wise, time, and there's so many other ways you can invest in your kids, engaging them in after school, productive, after school activities, to really, because you mentioned last week that I do mind this devil's workshop, which that's, obvious that if a child is always left doing nothing, always on their phone and all that, or out there running around, they're gonna get into trouble. They're gonna you know do something that you would regret
Mm.
forever.
Mm.
So it's good that we engage these children in some productive activities
Mm.
after school lessons, those ones that the teenagers, there's apprenticeships,
Mm.
instead of leaving them or believing in, oh, he's going to go to college or is this going to happen or that happen, get them involved. If you notice that the child is not paying attention or not good at certain things, you want them to go, you want them to succeed in, then you try to find you know a different uh things for them to do.
Mm.
Maybe as I said, apprenticeship, or get them to learn a skill.
Yes.
Get them to learn a skill, and that will keep them busy and keep them from the street, because they have a responsibility. They know that I have to go to work, or I have to go to to do something. So, I mean, as a parent, we have, as you said, you have big responsibility of bringing up your child, helping your child, supporting your child, and also making sure that you do your best to provide for them, because you brought them into the world, by the way. So um, you can't expect anyone else to do it for you yourself.
Actually, very, very, thank you very much for that, Matthew. There's something that just came to mind as you said that. Another, it didn't just come to mind. It's something that a discussion that I had last week, which after the conversation, after the show last week, and that is from something you were saying. If you find out they're not good in certain things, find them
Yes.
something else, try to put them in something they're good in. And
Yeah.
I want to put this question out to you out there, all of you listening, those of you online, wherever you are. I want to ask you, is the pressure parents are putting on their children to be what parents want them to be another challenge of raising children with traditional values? Is that part of the challenge? Because we're trying to force our ideals in terms of,
Yes.
we want our children to be doctors and lawyers, and we don't want them to be carpenters. We want them to be architects and engineers.
Don't want them to be electricians.
And
There's a lot of things there.
yeah, and putting them, and then they're now in odds with us. However, what is wrong with the parents wanting something good? That's the other side of the coin. Wanting something good for their child, wanting to secure the future of their child. What about those children who listened to what their parents wanted and turned out really good? Is there anything wrong with that? So I want you to consider that is an issue that we'll perhaps explore next week. And if you have an idea, an experience, or if you've seen that, or if it was you who actually imposed what you want the child to be and they went ahead and succeeded, or they went halfway and couldn't do it, or we would like to hear from you. Let's hear what you have to say, your experience, or you're a child who was forced to perhaps study something you didn't want to study, or so on and so forth. Let's hear your idea, your experience, and so on and so forth. Let's pick that up from next week's show. And remember, our show is every Monday from 2 p.m. We'll very happy for all of you who've tuned in, who's watching. Thank you, because if there is no you, there is no us. We're here because you're watching us. We're here because you're contributing, and so on and so forth. And we're very grateful. I am very grateful for your patronage, and so on and so forth. Much love to all of you. And if I can have some love from some of you, any thumbs up, any love from some of you, so that I can send some love out to everybody out there. Thank you very, very much. I'm getting some love. Please, some more love and some thumbs up, please, guys, because I want to send the same love and thumbs up back to you guys out there. Can I get some more love and thumbs up, please? Let's see. Chanel. Hi, Chanel. Chanel is just joined us. Thanks for joining us, Chanel. Hi, Don. Thanks for joining us, Don. There's another, I think it's Russian name, which I can't pronounce, but I can see you. You're below Ritish. Thanks for joining us. Some more love would be nice. Some thumbs up. If you like what we're doing, share it, and give us thumbs up. And also, if you're not on Facebook, you can also listen to us on TuneIn, and watch us on YouTube, Solap TV, Facebook, here. Solap TV every Monday from 2 p.m., where we discuss issues that affect our community, a lot of issues. And some of the issues that we will be discussing, for example, I have noticed or come across a lot of suicide or suicidal thoughts, mental health, mental illnesses from our children, as early as young as 9 years old. Is it just the issues of trying to raise them with traditional values, or is there some other things that is actually affecting our children? Let's keep on discussing these issues, because like I said, children are our futures, and we want our future to be bright. We want our children to be happy, fulfilled, successful, life-loving individuals. We don't want miserable, deranged children. We want happy children. And it is us as adults who have this responsibility. The community, the adults, we have this responsibility. And if you're not raised as a good child, if you didn't turn out, if you don't have a happy childhood, how can you have a happy adulthood? Just think about it. So it falls on us, adults, to make sure that the children we're raising are happy children who will now become happy, productive adults who are contributing positively to the society. Are you still online, Matthew?
So I'm just going to round up by, yes, I'm still online. If you don't mind, I'm just going to round up by saying that, letting, parents know that, they need to pay attention to their children, and it's their responsibility to support, their children, in every way necessary. Invest in them, invest your time, invest your money, invest, everything to them, because as you say, they are the future of tomorrow. And then if you raise them well, you'll be the one that, will have the happy ending. That's what I got to say. You have the last laugh. Because when they grow up and become, responsible or have good position in the society, you'll be saying, "Oh, that's my child."
Yes.
You'll be proud of them. So yeah, do everything in your power to help your child succeed. Not just feeding them and making sure they have food on their tables, but support them psychologically as well, emotionally, and support them with their schoolwork. Checking on them every now and then to make sure that they're not deviating. Yeah, keep your eyes on them is very, very important, so that you don't lose track of their progress, or of what's actually happening in their life.
Cool. Thank you very much, Matthew, for your contribution. We appreciate your contribution very much, and hopefully some parents out there who are struggling, who are going through difficult times trying to raise their children with traditional values, they heard some of your ideas and your suggestions and so on and so forth, and they'll incorporate it in the way they're trying to raise their children. Hi Osita, thanks for joining. Just to let you all know, we have run out of time, just to say thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the contribution for the online. Everybody who's joined us, thank you for the comments. I'm really learning a lot, he said. Yes, absolutely, and I am learning a lot as well. You mentioned jungle. This is one of the comments. You mentioned jungle. I think jungle is understatement to the situation here in Nigeria. It says, situation here in Nigeria, children are surviving in hard way here. You see a lot of them on TV selling granules and all sorts of things. I took myself as example. I left my parents at the age of 13 to seek for green pastures. Some did the same and were lucky and end up engaging in crimes and many other issues. Absolutely, what you said just now is that is why I said that the challenges in different parts of the world are different, but they are all challenges on how to raise our children. This example that you gave now is perhaps the same kind of things happening to people in India, to children in India, the same thing happening to perhaps children in Bangladesh and maybe some other parts of the world, Nigeria and some of that part of Africa, African continent, because we see that happening daily, day in, day out. So the challenges is not just limited to the shores of Britain, it is global, and we as adults, we as parents must step up and we walk the walk, we talk the talk and walk the walk. We have to step up and make sure that we are raising viable children, viable, happy, successful, hardworking, and loving and life-loving children for the future who are going to become adult, loving and successful adults, and so on and so forth. I'm very, very thankful. Hi. Yes, hi Holy, hi David, hi Linus, MC, hi Kieran, hi Xavier, hi everybody who's watching. I do appreciate all of you for joining us. Unfortunately, I would love to stay and talk about this the whole day because it's a topic dear to my heart. I have children, I'm raising children, and I want them to be the best they can. Likewise, I wish the same for every child out there. I wish the same for every parent out there to be 100% happy with their children, with the way they're raising their children. I want every child out there to be happy. I want every child out there to be living their best life, to be living a fulfilled, happy life, to be happy, to be engaging in society positively. We need to be engaging them in extracurricular activities. We need to be engaging them in their culture. They need to know where they're from. There's so many things that we need to be doing with our children to make them, to keep them grounded, to keep them away from trouble, and so on and so forth. If a child feels safe at home, if a child feels loved at home, if a child feels that they can confide to the people in their home, then whatever wind blows towards them when they're out there, that wind will blow but pass them and pass away. It will blow and it will pass them by, because that child is grounded. That child has a firm, solid foundation. And in order to get that, there has to be love. Love conquers all. There has to be strong love in the family, strong bond in the family, in order to protect your children from all whirlwind called temptation, trials, challenges, and so on and so forth. I love you all. I love the children. There are a lot of issues that are affecting our communities that we want to be talking about. Check this out. What would push you to the point of thinking of taking your own life? How far can someone push you to the point that you're considering something like that? I've come across people in this country who've, made some decisions that affect everything, and it changes the dynamic of everything, their family, their friend, extended family, their children, and so on and so forth, because of one small mistake maybe somebody else made and they couldn't control themselves. There is a lot of issues that are challenging our community, and we need to be talking about them, and we will carry on this discussion next week. Yeah, so if you have watch and rewatch, share, let's have some love. Can I get some love from some of you? Some thumbs up, some love. Yeah, let's get some love so I can send them back out. And then next week, just rewatch and share, and then we can carry on the discussion next week, because this issue is dear to our heart, is dear to our children, is dear to our community, and we are not gonna let go until every child in every home is safe and happy. Every parent is happy, every child is happy, every home is, because home is where the heart is, isn't it? Isn't that what I say? And home is what makes a community. If the home breaks down, community breaks down, and we don't really want that. So many there's so many bad things happening out there right now. that we want to make sure that the walls of our home, that our home is strong and solid, and no matter what comes at us, it's not going to shake. That is the only way we can make sure that our children are happy, that they're growing in fruition, that they come into themselves, that they're going to be fulfilled in whatever they do. Thank you for watching, and once more I want to say Happy New Year to you all, and yeah, please do tune in next week from 2 p.m. and keep sharing, keep liking, keep giving us thumb up. Hey, I said, can I have some love? Where is the love? Where is the love? I don't know how to sing, so don't expect me to sing and not ask me to sing. I said I want some love, and some thumbs up. Come on, then. I need to be seeing you guys properly. I can't see you guys properly because I should have gone to Specsavers, but I did. I think I need contact lenses, which that's what I'm going to use because this is very reflective, hence I can't see you guys properly. Yeah, but yeah, so thank you guys for joining us, and you know, oh, that's my love. Yes, I got my love. Thank you for the love. You see, he is the one. He loves me. No, I love you guys too. Thank you for sending the love, Oliver. Hi Odinaka, thank you. Odumaka. Hi Wisdom. I think I'll say Wisdom because I pronounce that one better. Hi Wisdom. And Lord, see, Oliver sent me some love. I've been asking for some love from all you guys that are watching, and nobody's sending me some love. Now Oliver just came and sent me some love. Why are you guys so not sending me some love? Hi, sis. Hello Patricia. Hi. I can't pronounce your name. I would have said your name. I can't pronounce it, you know. So, pardon me. Maybe you can write me your name in English. That way I can pronounce it. That is exactly what we're talking about. Trying to do things traditionally, you know. So, yes. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And you can rewatch this again and again. And if you find anything you want to share or you want to discuss when we come in next week, that will be very good. We would like you to call in, and you know when we're on air, the number to call in is on air as well. You can see them right there on the screen. You can tune in, watch us on, listen to us on TuneIn, follow us on YouTube as well, and we appreciate your joining us, and thank you very much for watching. And let me take a minute and say mwah. Thank you very much. Don Khalib, I want to dance.
You will come again in another style. I just one is a rat race style. You will come again, it is not just another song. Rat race style is a crucial style. We come in live and direct, just to make you feel irate. What is that last time I style? Come and we listen to the lyrics. They say I'm talking politics, I'm singing reality, but the suffering of the masses. For my brothers, I'm feeling so right. Situation getting worse, only the poor feels the pain. The fury falls on them. Don't close your eyes to reality. I is a rat race style, yeah. They might be make me so far. In them a rat race style, yeah. They might be make me so far. What is a rat race style, yeah. There's no hope for survival. In them a rat race style, yeah. They might be make me shiver. Oh, what a bad situation. Only the rich and the strong and patient survive. Only the rich nation will live. You see that the others will die. They don't feel any guilty. They keep sending them on for you tonight. To make the world so hard for no reason. Every season with a shameless race. Channels where they're really heading to. What they're at race. They might be making lifestyle. So we're going to be
Okay, bring your own dancing for joy, put your phone in the music of post it on Facebook, and just share this. Give the whole world dancing for joy. Yes, this is that
the rich are getting richer and the poor getting poorer. The light is getting hotter. The tension keep rising so high. Yes,
all right. All right, guys. Shaboy Shili, as the drummers will say, and
what a great tribulation! Watch out! You got to get over try to survive a battle. They keep talking our blood, they're making way fools. They really wish to live. You see that we have no strength. You better know now. We know them are guilty. They keep killing on the privileged people. Chacha, we surely set you free from this great tribulation. The wicked prove to strong, but still, they all will die. I need a right race. There's nothing good in the
MC, superb show. I love you, MC. You are great. Hi, Holy. Thank you. So insightful. Great show today. Absolutely. Thank you, Holy, for watching. Hi, Edgar Jackson. Thank you for watching. Thank you all, every one of you, for watching. Thank you. And don't forget to join us next week, Monday, 2 p.m. Join us and come with your mind sharp so we can keep on discussing, and let's keep dancing for joy. Yeah, okay. I want your week to be a happy week. Hence, we have to start our week dancing for joy. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, 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 bye.
There's no more survival. Go round, there's a hopeless race.